All right, now we come to the spirit read. What is the message today? Let's do the big ruffle shuffle here and see what we have today. What is it going to be today? Okay. Number one is about beautiful. Beautiful. And our second one is wish. About beautiful wishes. Okay, let's see what else we have with that. Where is that going today? Beautiful wishes. Let's see what our astrology thing is behind it. Okay, under beautiful we have moon perception. Okay, perceptions. And with wish we have Virgo, digesting. Okay. Those things come together quite often. Perception and looking deeper to see what's reality and what's not. With the moon perception, sometimes it can be the deeper things. Could be psychic, could be just intuition, just things coming up, okay, perceptions. But again, then we have maybe one is in fantasy. They could be fantasy as well, because on the other side it's about the wishes. And digesting means you throw away the chaff and you keep the good things. So it could be looking to see if your perceptions and the beauty and things, if it's reality or if one is concocting and living in a fantasy. Okay, but let's see what our last two clarifications bring, and we'll know which way it is. Okay, so yeah, so the first one is about loss. Okay, beautiful perceptions and loss. And let's see what the other side we have. Wishes and digesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's when one is having burdens, one is carrying burdens. Okay, so this is about going into escapism. Okay. Escapism, wanting to create a fantasy land and not dealing with things as they are. Now, creating a fantasy land is not going to aid one to move forward, okay? Just sticking your head in the sand and not seeing reality and just saying, everything's beautiful, it's all lovely, it's all wonderful, I've got the wishes, they're burdens, so I'm just going to throw this out and I'm going to live in a fantasy, okay? But you got to get to reality. You can't just push it away and try to create a fantasy realm. You've got to actually dig deep. And if you want to make changes, see where the things are growing up that are choking one's life, okay? You got to look at, are your wishes realistic, okay? Are your wishes realistic? What is it you're carrying? So again, it means looking deeper and you get rid of the fallacy and you go forward. So your perception about beauty when one is in loss, okay, again, are you seeing clearly or not so clearly by the light of the moon, and trying to present something that is not there, okay? Not really facing the loss, not really looking at the burdens, but trying to create an escapism of fantasy, okay? So, that's not going to help. We have people that have fantasies of being in relationships with movie stars. They're in a total unreality, okay? So are your perceptions of beauty, or maybe you're trying to prop up, elevate of yourself if you have a low self-esteem and you're trying to overly compensate. This is what we see with 45. He lives in a fantasy realm, okay? He's in a fantasy realm where, he's not facing the fact that he lost. He's telling everyone, continuing that I won, and I'm the biggest, I'm the best. No matter what it is, he blows it up to something, unimaginably. If he's got something worth $10, he says it's worth $100, okay? He lives in a fantasy realm. He's not in the real world, okay? And wants to create a false perception, okay? Wishing it were that way. But again, if you are creating and living in a fantasy realm, okay, then you can't actually move forward. Okay. In order to move forward, we have to get to reality. And that's what realization is. It's coming to reality of what's beyond the seen world of illusion, okay? This transient world of change, okay? Coming to that which is unchanging. But in order to do that, one has to let go of the fantasies and go deeper and question these things so that one can see where the weeds are. Whatever the weeds are, you pull them out. You pull them out and get rid of them, okay? But if you're living in a fantasy realm, you're out there saying, oh, there are no weeds. Everything's fabulous. It's all wonderful. And yet you're hurting. You're hurting. And you're burdened, but you're not willing to see that. You want to rather say, everything's fine, I'm fabulous, I'm realized, or I'm this, or I'm that, and But in trying to fool others, one is fooling themselves, but in the end, they know deep down that they are not the things they are claiming to be. So this is about getting realistic. If you're going to move forward in your path, in your life, you need to be realistic, okay? And it's saying you can't live in a fantasy realm. You need to look and see where the weeds are, what the weeds are, so you can confront it and pull them out and can go forward in a beneficial way, rather than having losses and burdens and just trying to be in denial of what's actually there. It says, come out of denial, okay? Come out of denial and do what's needed. Do what's needed, because a fantasy land of denial is not going to help one alleviate the pain that one is going through. It's only through getting realistic with things and being willing to look at them deeper and get help if one needs help, okay? But it's saying, come out of the fantasy land, okay? Fantasy cannot replace reality in the end. So thanks for tuning in, love and light. See you online. I just never know where these things are going to go. Oh, my goodness.